Big up, guys. Big up, guys. Welcome to the stream. Apologies. It was supposed to be 10 past 12, I know, to do this, but I'm here now. And, yeah, I'm ready to do this preview. Important game again, Newcastle away. Well, sort of important in a way to keep us maybe up there in the top 10, top 7, 8. I mean, we're not going to be. I mean, look, we get to 5th or something again. That'd be incredible, I suppose. But we're not really a top 5 team. We're not a Champions League chasing team. That's just not going to happen. But if we can get up there, still get like maybe that conference spot, that'd be amazing. But equally, if we finish mid-table or something, or top of the middle lower half, that's fine with me. I'm not bothered really. Yes, Europe would be amazing. I wouldn't mind a European spot, but if it happens, it happens. It's a bonus, isn't it, for the Bees? So, and I've got a comment here already. What's that? At Brian Moran, 9220. All right, Mr. B, long time, mate. Yeah, big up to you, my friend. Big up to you. And hope you're well. And yeah, great to see you in here. But yeah, it's yeah. So if we get that top 10, fair enough. If we get European spot, that's all good. I'm happy. I mean, I'm just really happy that we're not right down there, because a lot of people had us as relegation favourites and strugglers. So for me, I think we've done our job already staying in the Premier. We should be now staying in the Premier. There's no way we're going down with what we got, the points we got. So that's really what I'm happy with. But I have to go on to this. The next one here, the Newcastle Bees away at St James. So yeah, it's a fairly tough game. I mean, yes, they're up and down this season, Newcastle. You don't always know what's going to happen now with them. I mean, we did beat them before. We beat them at home 3-1, and they'll be out for revenge, no doubt. So it'd be interesting. Yeah, Brian Moran had to say, you boys are doing great. I'm the United fan you were talking to a while back. Oh, right, yeah. Andrews is doing a great job. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I remember you, mate. I remember you. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I do remember you. Brentford are good enough to beat them. Well, I hope so. Brian. I really do. I wasn't sure we were going to beat Villa, to be honest. And I even had Villa to win 3-1. So I was not confident there at all. So if we get something out of this is a bonus as well. If we do something here, I think Newcastle is still a great team. I rate Newcastle. Great manager in Eddie Howe, quality manager. And, they're always going to be difficult, and they'll probably, be right up there. I wouldn't be surprised if you had fucking Johan Visser was playing and scores against us. That generally happens. Our ex-players always score against us, and that's right to happen here, I think. And that could be in the script, I'm afraid. That he'll probably score against us. Be eager to start and score against us, no doubt. Johan Visser. I am Titanium. Be up to you, my friend, again. Great to see you in here, bro. Be up, Steve. Yeah, be up to you, my friend. Thanks for coming in again yesterday. Onto the streams yesterday. Brilliant. And let's carry on. Brian, again, you beat Villa well, mate. Brentford can do it against the best. They proved that. Well, yeah. That's true, buddy. Yeah, but yeah, it's the lower ones sometimes we have difficulty with. The ones we're more expected to beat than the ones we're, expected to lose again. So it's strange, isn't it, with us? So, and it's the inconsistency of having this sort of manager, I'm afraid. So I may have to go just for a little bit, guys. I've just got got a delivery coming, so I just got to go for a minute, guys. Sorry, be back soon. All right, cheers. Yeah, apologies there, guys. I was just had to sort my shopping out. Got delivery of shopping, so yeah. So anyway, I'm going to get on with it. Obviously this preview now. Get into it. Did I read that? I might have done. You beat Villa well, mate. Brentford can do it. Yeah, I've already read that. Yeah. So let's get into this preview. Newcastle seek revenge against Brentford after November setback. Of course, yes, because we beat them at home. Of course, 3-1. This Saturday, this game, by the way, at 5:30. So it's obviously on Sky as well. Yeah, so should be a good one. Momentum and memory intertwine as Newcastle United welcome Brentford to St James's Park. November's encounter saw Newcastle fall 3-1 in London, but both sides arrive in contrasting shapes, making this duel poised for plenty of talking points. Previous encounter, yes, in the reverse fixture last November, Brentford claimed a 3-1 home victory over Newcastle, a result that carried the marks of a thoroughly contested clash. Newcastle held slightly more possession at 51%, but struggled to convert it into clear opportunities, registering only 5 total shots and a single effort on target across the 90 minutes. Brentford, meanwhile, were clinical, 15 shots, 7 on target, and a sharp presence in front of goal, which we don't always have, unfortunately. Harvey Barnes gave Newcastle a 27th minute lead, but Brentford roared back in the second half as Kevin Schade levelled at 56 minutes. Of course, we won't have Kevin Schade for this one, as he's banned for three games after being sent off against Villa. So, unfortunately, we haven't got him for this. So, but anyway, we got enough. I feel we got enough. We got Lewis Potter could come in easily. Who's the other one? We got Nelson. Yeah, we got plenty there, I think, to do a job. Yes, so he levelled at 56 minutes, Kevin Schade, followed by an Igor Thiago penalty in the 78th, and a third goal deep into stoppage time. Brentford also narrowly edged dangerous attacks 45 to 35, illustrating their ability to threaten persistently. Newcastle will be well aware of the improvements needed both defensively and in the final third to avoid a repeat outcome. Recent form, the trajectory of both sides since that meeting tells its own story. Newcastle have stuttered lately with just 1 win across their last 6 matches in all competitions, drawing 2 and losing 3. Goals have been hard to come by, an average of 0.83 per match, while their defence has conceded at 1.5 per game. Home form is a shade better for Newcastle. 1 win but 2 losses in the last 3, and an improved average of 1 goal scored per home outing. Brentford, meanwhile, have enjoyed a strong spell, picking up 4 wins in their last 6 matches, with a considerable 1.67 goals per game and conceding only once per outing. Overall performance, after 24 Premier League rounds, Newcastle stand 11th in the table, so obviously we are above them, as we're in 7th at the moment. They're 11th, but that doesn't always mean anything. Doesn't really mean a lot, to be honest. We're 9 wins, 6 draws, and 9 defeats. They have scored and conceded 33 goals apiece, encapsulating a balanced, if unspectacular, season so far. Brentford have been more productive in attack, scoring 36 while conceding 32 across 24 matches. A record of 11 wins and just 3 draws sets them above Newcastle in 7th place with a goal difference of +4. Main trends. Newcastle's main trends present a mix of comfort and concern. While they have lost 3 of their last 6 matches in all competitions, they remain stubbornly hard to beat at home. Undefeated in 80% of their last 30 matches at St James's Park and winning by 2 or more goals in 12 of those. The trend continues in league play with just 2 defeats from the previous 11 home matches. Undefeated in 82%, over the last 15 home league fixtures, Newcastle have 9 wins. Brentford's away record in all competitions features a 50% win rate in their last 12, with 40% of those victories by 2 or more goals. In the last 20 away, 40% have seen Brentford keep a clean sheet. The Bees have also been able to punch above their weight against top sides and have shown an ability to manage matches efficiently on their travels. Apologies, guys. There, that's a sneeze. Sorry about that. Matches efficiently on their travels. Probable lineups. With several defensive injuries, Newcastle will be forced into some reshuffling. The expected lineup of Newcastle: goalkeeper Nick Pope, defenders Kieran Trippier, Lewis Hall, Dan Burn, Alex Murphy, midfielders Sandro Tonali, Bruno Guimaraes, Joel Linton, attackers Harvey Barnes, Anthony Gordon, Nick Voltemada. But I still would be surprised if Fisher plays at some stage there, either from the start or coming on. He'd be eager to start against us and prove something, no doubt, and score probably. But yeah, I think if Dan Burn plays again, we had him on toast. Well, Ouattara had him on toast last time. He was done all the time. He done him for fun. Because the problem with Dan Burn, he does dominate in the air. He's a big lump. He's strong and in the air he's great and strong tackling, but he's slow. And Dango was doing him every time. And he obviously gave away a penalty against him. So could have been 2. I think that the other one, it should have been 2 penalties. The other one wasn't, didn't give it or whatever, or, looked at VAR and didn't give it, but it was a penalty. That should have been 2 penalties, so you probably should have been 4. But anyway, should have been 4-1, I mean, but that's neither here nor there. But, I just feel we can do their defence. With Dan Burn now especially, and Trippier's not getting any younger either. So, for me, that looks a bit weak there, their defence, if anything. But it's if we can get at that. We've got no Sharda with his pace and attacking ability. So he's not there anymore, being sent off. We obviously still got Thiago, we still got Ouattara. They can both, mainly Ouattara with his pace and cause a lot of problems. I think Lewis Potter may come in over on the left. I feel he'd probably play now. Either him or Nelson, I reckon. I think Lewis Potter would be better than Nelson, to be honest. I've got a few more comments. Brian again, I really hope you lot do well against Newcastle. Brentford are a hard-working team. I've genuinely thought that for a long time. They're the only other team I'd actually watch on TV, mate. Well, that's good of you to say. That's nice of you, mate. Brilliant, buddy. Fantastic. I'm glad. Nice to hear that. But they're also stressful, and very stressful to watch, and heart attack nearly inducing. Sometimes watching them like it was against Villa, to be honest, even though we won it. But we were holding on so many times as well. Yes, defensively it looked great, but we were still just holding on and holding on with 10 men. It's not always great to watch, mate. So, but yeah, I'm happy you think that. You're happy with that. So, yeah, I'm entertaining. When do you play the Geordies? Well, it's this Saturday, mate. This Saturday, 7th, 5:30 in the afternoon, evening, whatever. What's your thoughts on this game coming up? How do you think you'll do? I'll come on to that soon, Brian. I'll be getting to that very soon, my friend. I'm hoping we'll win it, but anyway, I will just get onto that. I just want to finish with all this, and then obviously I'll give my opinions, thoughts on it. Brentford have fewer false changes, which is true. We got Quiv and Keller, of course, in goal still. Defenders, Rico Henry. Well, this should be the lineup, you would think. Christopher Ayer, Nathan Collins, and Aaron Hickey. To me, well, I don't know why they've not got Coyote there. That's strange. Why it's not Coyote. And also, of course, we won't have Kevin Charder. This was obviously, I don't know whether this was before he was sent off. It's got to be they've done all this. But he was obviously sent off, so we won't have him available. And the defence we had, of course, we had Vandenberg and Ayer. Whether Collins will come back, possibly, I would think, being captain as well. Possibly, I would obviously Coyote will be at right back. There's no doubt, and I'd have Rico Henry if he's fit. Still, if he went off with a slight injury worry, obviously I'll bring that up to date. I think they'll have more about it probably tomorrow, Thursday, on the Brentford website, especially. There'll be more to say, about the updates with injuries and so forth. So obviously I'll get to that at some stage. Probably get that, as an update. Do a stream with that about that. So, yeah. But for me, obviously it's going to be Coyote, I would say, and probably either Ayer and Vandenberg again, or Collins and maybe Ayer rather than Vandenberg. I'm not totally sure. And Henry. For me, if he's fit. But if not, obviously Aaron Hickey can do a job. He's not a proper left back, I don't think. But no doubt you put him there. The midfield, Jensen, who's been playing really well, Matthias Jensen, surely he'll continue, I guess. Yihar Yarmoliuk, possibly. Or maybe Henderson, I don't know. Yanelt, no doubt, I would say. Obviously, as I say, Sharda was sent off, so he won't be there. Damsgaard, I would bring him back. We need that in the midfield. We need that, playmaker sort of role that he can produce, he can provide. Maybe I'd have him there for sure. I still think up front, you can't have just Thiago on his own. You've got to have, I would think, Watara's going to be there again, because he done Burn for fun, let's be honest, last time. If Dan Burn's playing, he's going to skin him all day long. So I would definitely have Watara playing. And I still would have like a three-pronged sort of attack with Thiago, of course, and then obviously Lewis Potter on the left, I would have. But I'm not Keith Andrews, so I don't know exactly what he's going to do, but that would be my lineup, I would say. Prediction, taking into account the current state of both squads, Newcastle's injuries could count against them. Yeah, you could say that, but don't always know that. Not always sure about that one, to be honest. Especially in central defence. However, their strong home record and determination to put the November memory to bed should drive them forward. Brentford possess a sharper attack at present, but may find carving out clear chances more difficult away from home. The predictive model supports a Newcastle victory with a 45% likelihood. A 3-1 scoreline most probable and over 2.5 goals expected. That's if you believe, if you're into stats, if you really are, you go by that, you're guided by the stats. Yes, which is why I'm going to go on to this other one. If you're really a fan of the stats, you have a hard on for stats, if you like. And I'm going onto this one. If you get all excited about stats, I'll do this one. And I've still got a lot more comments. Let's who's this one? Luke. Yeah, Luke Skywalker, 99. Big up all. Whoever that is, from Kabul. All right, okay. Big up to you, my friend. Right, and Luca, big up to you, bro. I hope you're well. Thanks for coming on the stream again yesterday, buddy. That was brilliant. That was great. Cheers for that. Obviously, my transfer one special. Obviously, I done the deadline day yesterday. Yeah, I'm okay, buddy. Yeah, cool. Hope you're good. Thank you for yesterday. I'll watch it back. Great show. Cheers, mate. Thank you. Brilliant, bro. I am titanium again. I don't know what that means, but anyway. Luke is saying I'll go 2-1 Newcastle. Well, yeah, who knows? Luca the once a gunner. Yeah, very good. We will beat Chelsea tonight. Well, I wouldn't be totally sure about that, Luca. I wouldn't be totally sure about that, my friend. Yeah, Brentford won't come away empty-handed, mate. Your team's a hard-working team, as I said. Well, yeah. I know we've done it against Villa, but I would hope we won't ever go down to 10 men to do it against Newcastle, if that's the case. But, I'm still wary about this. I don't underestimate teams like this at all. Stats are overrated. Exactly, they are. They are, my friend. They are. An afternoon to you, Rich. Thanks for you coming on as well, my friend. Thanks for coming on to the stream yesterday. That's brilliant. Hope you're well, buddy. If you're really excited about stats and get really, I'll be careful how I say my words here. But if you're buzzed over it, you could say. Stats, here they are. Newcastle United versus Brentford, match guide, data analysis and standings. Newcastle United, all competitions, lost, drawn, won, drawn, lost. Premier League, lost, drawn, won, won. So last game, of course, they lost 4-1 against Liverpool. Totally fresh, obviously slapped up at Anfield. Goal scored 31, top scorer Nick Voltemada. Brentford, all competitions, drawn, won, drawn. And Premier League, drawn, won, drawn. Of course, last game was 0-0 against. It wasn't 0-0. So I think they fucked up a bit here. They're going, we won 1-0. That wasn't a draw. They've kind of fucked up with their stats here. This is Sportsmole. Yeah, so really, if you like your stats, I wouldn't follow this. Anyway, data analysis of all available data, including recent performances and player stats, suggests the most likely outcome of this match is a Newcastle United win with a probability of 53.69%. Well, if you can believe that. A win for Brentford has a probability of 24.23%. It's probably around that or low against Villa, but we still beat them. Go figure. And a draw has a probability of 22.15%. The most likely scoreline for a Newcastle United win is 2-1, with a probability of 9.93%, which is probably possible. It could be. The next most likely scorelines for that outcome are 1-0, 8.79%, and 2-0, 8.19%. The likeliest Brentford win is 2-1, 6.35%, while for a drawn scoreline is a 1-1, 10.32%. Equally, we take that. We take a point away, really. Result, Newcastle United, 53.69%. Draw, 22.15%. Brentford, 24.23%. Both teams to score, 59.56%. Well, there we go, all this over stats, XG and so forth, all that. So I'm not going to go through all that, to be honest. First half winner, Newcastle United, 37.68%. Draw, 38.59%. Brentford, 23.73%. Team to score first, Newcastle United, 53.89%. No goal for 4.67%. Brentford, 41.44%. And corners and all this bollocks as well. Newcastle United goals, whatever, Brentford goals. Score analysis. It's all there. Yeah. Well, let's go to the head-to-head anyway as well. So these are all these are last. Is it 3? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games, last 6. So let's go back to that one, the 1-0. That was 2023, September the 16th, 1-0 Newcastle. Callum Wilson with the goal. No longer there, of course, at West Ham now. You see we had a lot of yellow cards there, and you can see who got them. Johan Visser, of course, now playing for the opposition. Christian Norgard, who now plays for Arsenal. Aaron Hickey, Mark Flecken, no longer there, thank God. And Nathan Collins. Yes, and then we lost 4-2 at home to Newcastle. They were 3-0 up at half-time. So we done well to get a couple of goals. We weren't far away in the end, you could say, I suppose, there. Well, that was 2024. Yes, of course, even Ivan Toney was playing. Didn't score, but got booked. Now scored, and Mr. Visser, Johan Visser, scored as well. So even Neil Mopai was still there as well. Harvey Barnes, who I definitely rate as a player, brilliant player, Harvey Barnes. Jacob Murphy, decent as on the Isaac, no longer there. Scored, and Bruno Guimaraes. And then so that was 2024, May the 19th. Then we go to December 7th, 2024, and at the G-Tech again. This time we came out on top 4-2, so reverse. 2-2 at half time, of course. Actually, we did take the lead in the 8th minute. Brian Bramo, again, no longer there, unfortunately for us. And then, of course, Isaac made it 1-1 in the 11th minute. Again, we took the lead through Visser in the 28th. And again, of course, they equalised, made it 2-2. Harvey Barnes, 32nd minute. In the second half, Nathan Collins made it 3-2 in the 56th. And Kevin Sharder made it 4 in the 90th. So 4-2. And the Carabao Cup, which was December the 18th, 2024, they beat us, of course, 3-1. Went on to win it, of course, Newcastle, the Carabao Cup. They were 2-0 up at half time. We were poor in this one as well. I don't think we done enough to do anything. They wanted it more, came out of the traps quicker. And yeah, we totally lost. So Tonali, of course, put them 1-0 up in the 9th minute. And he scored again in the 43rd, his second, to make it 2-0 at half time. In the second half, Cher made it 3-0 in the 69th. Johan Visser with a consolation in the 91st. And then we moved to last year now, April 2nd, 2025. 2-1 Newcastle. So again, we lost that. You know, most of the time they come out on top, pretty much. But yeah, half time they were 1-0 up, of course. Of course, through Isaac again, who's no longer there. 47th minute of injury time, made it 1-0 at half time. Second half, Brian Bramo made it 1-1, 66. And Tonali made it 2-1 in the 74th. Obviously finished 2-1. This was the last one, of course. We won it 3-1. I haven't got the scorers, of course, but Thiago already mentioned. Thiago got a couple. Sharda with a third. So yeah, that was pretty comprehensive. 3-1. But I think it's going to be different this time, so I really do. And here we go with the form data. And of course, they got this wrong because it wasn't 0-0. It was 1-0 to Bees. I don't know where this is coming from. Is this supposed to be recent? We also lost to Forest at home 2-0 and lost to Chelsea away 2-0. We beat Sheffield Wednesday. I don't know what the hell this is. That's totally fucked, guys, so don't worry about that. Anyway, you can forget some of them stats are not good, are not up to date or wrong or whatever. Right, let's go back to all these comments. Let's see the rest of these. Done that. No shows today, Rich. I don't know if he's doing any. Don't know. I didn't see. Rich again. Someone was over just now fixing an outside door, possibly a 2 p.m.-ish time. Right. If you do one, mate, I'll definitely watch it. I'll be there. Be there in the live chat. That'd be good. A lot of Hammering fans love stats to pretend we were playing well. It's put a lot of fans off. Yeah. Yep. That's the stats, eh? They don't always say, they don't say everything, the stats. You know, they can go by stats if you want. But it's the score at the end of the day. What team won it? Who scored the goal or who whatever? That's what makes the difference at the end of the day. Why isn't there a throwing stat of the amount of times a player touches their hair? Exactly. Well, they're all foul throws nowadays. They're not proper throws anymore. You know, don't put it right behind their back of their head anymore. That don't happen, mate. And it's terrible now. And they let it go. The referees just let it go now. It's just pathetic. It's terrible. I fucking hate it. I really do. Yeah, Rich again. The stats said we'd lose to Arsenal. And you didn't, did you? So you won it 3-2. Or time spent feigning injury per team. Yeah, exactly, my friend, exactly. The amounts of times Ruben Amorim shook his head should have been a stat. Yeah, exactly. Brian. RD United, how wrong were those stats, mate? Exactly. GG and you. All right. All the best for Saturday, mate. I'll be watching, hopefully 3 points. Yeah, cheers. If you mean the bees. Brian, holy shit, just listening to you, mate, going through those stats. How would anyone have a hard on for stats, mate, for fuck's sake? Yeah, well, there are some. Believe it or not. They love stats, and that, you know, they get off on it, on the stats. They love them. That's what it's all about, you know. Stats. They get excited with them. But there we go, you know, XG this, XG that. Oh, fuck it, you know, I don't care about stats. I mean, you know, whether I went with stats when, you know, that's when we last game, when we played Villa, I mean, the stat I saw was that they're third in the Premier League and they'd only lost 2 at home and this and that, and how many goals they were scoring, they were on red hot form. You know, how the hell was we going to beat them? I had no confidence whatsoever that we could go there. After losing 2 games on the trot, both 2-0, especially one of those games I thought we should have, you know, be winning, which is Forest, who were right down there. Yes, Sean Dyche is manager. Yes, we know that. But they're still right down there below us. That's why we struggle. That's why we're not consistently beating these teams we should be beating. And that always happens. And now we've got this away win against Villa. We might be expected to do something against Newcastle. And I'm not totally sure we will. Because, you know, you could say we're doing better than them. We're above them. We're this and that. But we're still, you know, so inconsistent. We get 1 step or 2 steps forward and then we come right back again. So after a 1-0 win against Villa, a hard fought 1-0 with 10 men, we could turn up at Newcastle and get walloped. So I just don't know with us anymore. It's so hard to tell what we're going to do from game to game. And that is this inconsistency. It's mad. And I'd love us to go and get another win against Newcastle. I mean, who'd have thought we'd get, was it 3 wins against Villa? Because we beat them in the Carabao Cup as well. And done the double in the Premier. So nobody would have thought that against Villa. So that's how unpredictable we really are. And I'm just hoping. I can't go with an actual total true prediction here because I don't know what's going to happen. We could easily go there and get fuck all because, you know, that's the way we are. That's what happens with us. I mean, look, say if we went there and got nothing, maybe we'd do something against Arsenal at the GTEC. You know, because now we have actually lost 2 there at the GTEC. So, as I say, I thought we should beat Forest. I really did. I think they could have been there for the taking. They were poor. They've had, you know, form's been bad. But it's Sean Dyche, so you never know with them. You just never know. And Chelsea, we were all over Chelsea. They had 2 chances and scored both and won it. So That's what happens. You don't take your chances. You don't score. You're done. You're finished. So, yeah, Rich, again, yes, if you watch the games and see crap football stats, won't change your mind. Hopefully Brentford get something out of this game. I hope so as well, Rich, I really do. Definitely, it's all about the stats nowadays. I couldn't really give a full about stats. RD, yeah. Be up to you, Warren. Great to see you in here, buddy. Brilliant. Glad you're in here. Nice one, bro. Getting in. Hi, Steve. I hope you're okay. Yeah. I'm fine, mate. Sort of looking forward to this game, but just hope we can get something out of it. I really do. I'm Titanium again. Oh, we get battered. But XG says we should have won. Blah, blah, blah. Give me a break. Exactly, buddy. Yeah. I hate TJE XG stat. Yeah. Football stats are BS. Exactly, they are. But people run it by that. They run their, predictions or whatever they do. They run it by stats. And I couldn't give a shit about it. But I just know, you're not expected to beat some teams, and then you do, and then the ones you expected to beat, you fucking lose again. So, football is played on grass, not grass. Yeah. It's all about, what you do on the day. It's if your team turns up and all produces and does things. And at the moment, Thiago hasn't done a lot for us. For 3 games at least, he hasn't looked like scoring or really doing enough. Yet he could turn up here and get goals. He's on 16 goals this season. So maybe he could turn up against Arsenal at a GTEC. So, I don't know. It's just something that people just don't. Something that people that don't watch matches quote. Yeah, exactly. Warren, you're bang on, mate. Brian, yeah. So, I don't know. I'm not sure about my prediction for this at the moment. I just cannot say. The only one that matters is the goal. Is the goal scored one? Yeah, exactly. Exactly, it sure is. And that's what mattered on Sunday. We got that goal. Yes, they scored, but it was out. I saw one, was it, I think, on Talk Sport the other day, that fucking prick, Gabriel Bonlahor. He was totally sore about it, or irritated, because they lost. It's his team, Villa. The guy was so fucking pissed off. And whatever the bees were giving it to him, the bees fans saying, "Oh, why are you saying all this? Why are you?" Because it was clear the ball had gone out. Everyone could see that ball had gone out. Yes, okay, VAR. You're not sure how far VAR goes back, and it obviously shows it goes back a fair way because that was right in the corner that went out in our half. In the bees' half, right near the corner flag almost, and the ball had gone out, so that should have been our throw. And you could see Rico Henry protesting and remonstrating all the way along. You could see him doing that to the referee and the linesman and so forth. And yes, they scored out of it. Yes, we still didn't cover ourselves in glory. We should have stopped them doing that. Sancho. We gave him all the time in the world, all the freedom to go on and take a shot. And ultimately, they did score that frigging Tammy Abraham. I don't think it's that brilliant. He still scored. But I'm glad it was disallowed. I thought for all along there that it was going to count, but no. But anyway, Gabriel Bonhor totally saw about it, going off and going into all these stats about all these other stadiums that are bigger in the lower divisions than ours. and ours should be turned into it's just a motorway road for other for cars or whatever, and this and that. And the guy, he's a wanker. He's an ugly, bald-headed prick, miserable twat who doesn't know anything, and he just wanted to have a go at us. He was sore about losing to us, and yeah, but you lost, mate. Just get over it. At the end of the day, I want anyone to take a look at that and see him moaning and whinging. Go and look at that video. Check that out. The guy's whinging and saying about all these lower division clubs that got bigger stadiums, got more online. Darren Bent's got more online than us or something, and this and that. Oh, fuck, I couldn't watch it anymore. I was so... What's this guy's issue? He's an absolute prat. He might have been doing it for a bit of a laugh as well, but no, I thought he was whinging, and I think he should just get over the fact that they lost. Or the player scouting stats, this guy's brilliant player because his heat map says he's all over the pitch. Exactly, yeah. Mark Noble ran around like an idiot and he was a crap player, yeah. You should definitely win if the stats say so, mate. Laughs out loud. The problem is B's form is so inconsistent. Well, we go. Thanks, Warren. I'm glad you mentioned this. It's so inconsistent that it's impossible to say what will happen. But that is what happens when you have a rookie manager. And I've already mentioned all this, Warren, to be honest. I've gone into it myself, so I know. Mason Mount runs around and injures himself, but stats say he presses, so that makes him a world-class player. Yeah. At Brian Moran 9220 laughs out loud. Yeah, but no. So go and check that one out. The Talk Sport. Go and check that out with Gabby Bonlahor. I think it may have been yesterday. It was sent. I watched it today, or sometime today. I managed to watch it. I thought, what is this guy's issue? You lost the game. Maybe you would say, looking at it, you did deserve something out of it, but you didn't get it. Whinge on, moan on about that fucking goal that didn't stand. Well, of course it didn't stand because the ball had gone out of play. Everyone could see it gone out of play. There weren't even a bit on the line of that ball. So, just fucking get over it and move on. You're still fucking third in the table. Yeah, you're probably not gonna win the Premier now, but you're still right up there. And you're going to probably get Champions League or whatever. Maybe when you got the FA Cup to go for. I think that they are still in that, aren't they? Yeah, of course they are. I was thinking for a minute they weren't, but they are. And obviously in Europe as well. What are they in Europa League? I think so. Maybe he had a couple of grand on Villa to win. Yeah. I think as well. I hated that ref. Yeah. Oh yeah. I know you want about O'Donnell. Yeah. But also they were his team, weren't they? He was probably where he's born, around that area, played for Villa. Whatever. He's from the Midlands, isn't he? So what do you expect? But I just think he's an arsehole. Going through all them stats, saying, oh, well, how many other teams are better than us with better stadiums and this and that. And I thought, yeah, but look, we're in the Premier and we're 7th. We are there, a Premiership team. No matter what you think about us or say about us, we're here. And we beaten you 3 times this season. So that says it all, doesn't it? I mean, I can say all this. There's no way Gabby Bondor will be watching this show. I tell you, this stream. So I don't give a shit. And he wants to come back at me. I don't give a fuck either. So let him, for all I care. But anyway, yeah. Yeah, I'm calling. Yeah, I can say I'm calling out Gabby Bondor, an ex-professional footballer. But he's no longer a footballer, so he may think he's an expert, a pro. Well, we all know the ones who think they are that as well, and it's proved to be different. They're definitely not experts, not pros, who thought we were going to go down, we'd be struggling in the Premier and be relegation fodder. And we proved to be otherwise, haven't we? So it's a big up yours to all those as well. At the end of the day, we're still here, we're still fighting, we're still battling, we're still stinging. And, hopefully for quite a while longer. And you never know, one day we may just win a trophy. It may happen. We could get to Europe. We could do that, and it's something. It's something to fight for and look for and achieve. To try and achieve. So, we are there looking to do something. We're not just there to make up the numbers. Gabby's a bellend, mate. Exactly, he is. He is totally. He fucking is. Yeah, for sure. Anyway, I've got to try and come up with a prediction, guys. I really don't know what I'm going to say here. I ain't got a clue. But, I did look at that, and you could see they're a little bit weaker. Maybe their defence and that. And if Byrne plays again, I don't know. I can't remember if he played. I'm not sure he played the other day. But I know if Byrne plays, I know if Ritara plays, which I'm sure he will roast him all day long. That happened at our ground. We should have had 2 penalties instead of just 1. So, I'd get Ritara on there, let him loose again. Gabby, Dango Unchained, whatever you call it. Dango Unchained. As in the film, let him go, ride him up, let him go, and let him go at Dan Byrne. Skin him all day long, get crosses in, shots in, whatever. I think we should win this. We should win it. Or if not, get a draw. I would take the draw. But I just feel, and I've said all this before, I've gone into this and said, we should do this, we should do that, but we end up not doing it. So, but I think we could get a win. I don't think we'd have a clean sheet. I can't see us not conceding. We didn't concede against Villa. Well, we did, but it was disallowed. So, but I can't see us not conceding here at St James. I just can't. So, let's say I'm going to go 2-1 Brentford, reluctantly. If there's going to be a lot of goals, maybe a 3-2 Bees. We've seen that looking at those score lines. 4-2s before, 3-2s, whatever, 3-1. Yeah, maybe a 3-2. I would probably say a 1-1. I'm just dreading this, that I think this is going to play and score, because I know what he'll want to do. He'll want to prove and say, look, I've left you lot. You nearly tried to stop me. You tried to do all this to me. left on a sour note almost. I entertain him. Who's better, Claire Balding or Gabby Logan? Well, I prefer looking at Claire Balding, even though she's a lesbian. But yeah, but definitely, I don't know. You know, obviously, I think Claire Balding probably knows more what she's talking about. Gabby every week had something to cry about. He's a tit. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Warren's going 2-1 Bs. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking myself, but I don't know. I'm hoping, but I'm just not totally confident here, lads. You know, just not confident about all this. So, um, um, yeah, possibly 2-1. Let's go for it. 2-1 Bs. I think it's going to be fairly tight. As I say, I still think Viss is going to play a part here somehow. I just can see it all day long with what happens with us, with ex-players, and he's going to really want to prove, he's really want to do something against us. Because he thought we were trying to stop him going and not, you know, trying to price him out of going anywhere. I mean, the guy just kicked off. He was totally out of order, disrespectful, and I hated him. What he done, Johan Visser, all that faith we showed in him, and gave him somewhere to play, and had a few good seasons with us, at least 4 or 5 good seasons at least with us. So, you know, I'm sorry, the way what he done to us was terrible. I entertain him a tip we don't like. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, speaking of that, yeah, Johan Visser. So I hope they boo him, to be honest, if he does play. And the fact is, probably he will fucking score against us, no doubt. What's the betting he'll get at least probably 2 against us? So we'll probably say a 2-2 maybe, or well, if they beat us, yeah. And I hate the thought of that, I really do. But that's the history of the Brentford, not Tottenham, Brentford. That players, our ex-players, score against us. They love doing it. And want to give us a load of shit back for what we've, you know, how good we've been to them over the years. Ollie Watkins keeps scoring against us. And what have we done to him? We didn't do a lot to him, did we? So, and also shit players that hardly ever score, they score against us. Darwin Nunes. Darwin Nunes. Sorry about that, got a bad cough. Sorry about that. He wasn't that good when he played, Mr. B, mate. I think you're talking about a Gondor, I suppose, yeah. Definitely, he weren't great, was he? So, yeah, as I say, going back to that, shit players that hardly ever score, they score against us. You need a goal, you want a goal. Yeah, it's Brentford. Here we are. Score against us. You know, you really badly need a goal. We're here. You can score against us. How about that? And that fucking annoys me, to be quite honest with you. That it keeps happening. It's terrible. And that keeps happening. And I'd just like to ask Warren if he's still there in the live chat. What do you think about Ben Arthur? You got him now from us. I think he's only on loan though, isn't he? It's just a loan, so we will get him back, obviously. But I think he was quality, you know, for us centre back. He did play a bit in the Carabao Cup, I think. Another thing, I think he's under 20 international as well. I rated him, I really did here. I think he's got a lot about him. Maybe he progressed more, developed with you lot, had more minutes playing, obviously, for Celtic. And Martin O'Neill knows a good player, doesn't he? So, you know, he obviously wanted him and he's got him. And so good luck to you with him. I didn't like it, to be honest. I thought we could have kept him here and carried on. But then when will he always play? He won't be playing a lot. He'll probably play in the FA Cup maybe or something like that. But he'll get more time with you lot, more game time. So, yeah, I'm titanium. Ironic how crap ex-players talk like they won the World Cup. Cough, cough. O'Hara, cough, cough. A Bonlahor. Yeah, exactly, mate. Exactly. Yeah, that O'Hara's another one, isn't he? Another Pratt and Cundy with their show. They talk a load of bollocks, don't they? Let's be honest. So, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't care now because I know he can say what he wants, but you know we're here. We've beaten his team 3 times this season. I mean, yes, nobody thought we would because it's Villa and how well they're going. Great manager, very good team, but we beat them 3 times. We do the same thing to Bournemouth. We always generally beat them. And they're supposed to be, well, allegedly better than us. They're supposed to be. And are better, you know, higher above us and do better, have the better players. But they've lost a lot of their good players, let's be honest, as well. And even with their great players, they still lost against us. So, you know, we're a bogey team against them. Maybe we're a bogey team against Villa now. Well, this season we are. So, Warren there, yeah, he is still there. I think it is good for both clubs. He will be coached properly at Celtic, and we were desperate for good defensive cover. Yeah, well, you've got it now, that's for sure, mate. You have got it. With young Ben Arthur. He's good size as well, 6'4". He's a big lad. Yes, Ian did Gabby ever win at anything, mate? I can't remember him getting fuck all as a player. I don't think he won much, did he? No. Brian's going 2-1 B's, good team, good or bad. They never lie down, mate. Exactly, yeah, they never do. We fought against Villa, didn't we? We got that 1-0 there. So I don't know with this though. It's just I know we've been expected to get results and go somewhere and get a good result, and we fall short yet again. And I'm just hoping it doesn't happen here. I'm hoping it doesn't. He probably won some Star of the Week awards. Yeah, I think he was thought about for England, wasn't he, as well? But whether he did, I can't remember if he got any caps at all. He might have done. But I never thought of him as that great a player. So, yeah, I just think these ex-players that come out of football just want to shoot their mouths off, whatever, and don't give a shit and think they know it all. And I don't, and he obviously doesn't really. Yeah, he won't start a week in school. Yeah, probably. Yeah, exactly. But Yeah, for sure, mate, for sure. Yeah. But anyway, I'm gonna have to bounce, really, guys. Yeah, I've got to get something to eat and whatever. So, anyway, as I say, please keep checking this out. My content. There may be another stream later. I don't know. Possibly later. I'm not sure. Maybe it may be tomorrow instead. I'm not sure yet. But keep watching and finding out. Follow me on Insta, Mr. B for Life 182, and subscribe to Mr. B Home Football Chat. Smash those likes and keep subbing if you're new, guys. Many thanks. As I say, I did have another sub. Got another sub yesterday, 206. I'm on to now. So please keep that going up, guys, and subs. And, that'd be great. Get me to 250, my next milestone. 1 or 2 caps in friendlies, yeah. Probably. No proper matches he played, so yeah. But as you say, he talks a lot of shit. So yeah. So anyway, guys, Steve, stop watching, listening that self-promoting talk shite radio. It is BS that all they are interested in doing is keeping their clients happy, not speaking the truth. Exactly, yeah. You keep bouncing, Mr. B, yeah. Yeah, mate. I will. Hopefully I'll be bouncing after this game. At the weekend. Be buzzing, hopefully. But yeah, we'll see. I'm still not underestimating Newcastle. You just can't. Very good team, very good manager. So let's hope for a win. I'm hoping a win or a draw. I'd love a point at least to get a point away here. Who knows, really? Brian again pisses me off that the likes of TalkSport giving these players like Gabby a platform to talk shit, get some decent ex-player on, yeah. Well, they do have them. A lot of them have got fucking Martin Keown on there and all that as well, don't they? He talks those shit as well. And Ray Parler, whatever, the sellouts, traitors. Got enough of them on there. So the proper ones like Paul Merson and all that. Proper ex-player, knows what he's talking about. Get the best ones on that know their stuff. But no, they go to the ones that want money and free and holidays and whatever else to do with the club, get them a free holiday or whatever. 2 caps sounds about right. Laugh out loud. Yeah. I'll tell you what, guys, I'm going to go a bit longer while I'm still getting these comments and stuff. People putting comments in. I'll still keep going until I don't get anything much anymore. I'm going to carry on for a little bit longer. These ex-players are being paid to talk shit. So that is why they do it. I know this for a fact. I have video evidence. Exactly, yeah. Well, there's plenty of evidence around Warren, to be honest. On all of it, you could share it, save it, and share it anywhere. Anyone can watch it all every day. How bad it is. But yeah, they do talk a load of shit off of them. So, let's get the proper ones that know what they're talking about. I wonder if the late Brian Clough, if he was still around, what he would make of it nowadays. All this, I'm sure he'd go into it, lay into him a bit. I think, knowing Cloughie. Yeah, he was a one-off, fantastic manager, amazing. Never be another one like him. eccentric genius, you could say. He should have been managed England, let's be honest. Talk shy radio should be taken off the air. Exactly, it should. And let's be honest, a lot of the time they don't just talk about football, do they? They talk about all other shit as well, as if we want to know what's going on in their lives or whatever else. It's about football. That's what they're on there to talk about. Cloughie would ban it. Yeah, exactly. He would. And it's like that. You pay all this money, and that's another thing I've got to be in my bonnet. Excuse the pun, be in my bonnet about. But these in matches, all they do is talk about other things, not concentrate on the game. Who's passing? Who's on the ball? Who's doing this? Who's doing that? It's talking about other things that are going on. Then they show the audience, the crowd. Then they show the managers rather than the football itself, and all these other things. And of course, the foul throws that go on, anything else. They don't even mention it. The holding inside the area when there's corners or free kicks. No footballers go for the ball anymore. They just want to hold up other players, and I wish they'd give penalties for it. I wish all the time they'd just give a penalty. They'd stop fucking doing it. Let's be honest. Warren, there's a good ex-player out there that could do a better job as pundits. Yeah, Chris Sutton. Yeah, I agree. He knows what he's talking about. Another good pundit. I think he's great, Chris Sutton. Brilliant. He weren't. Could you say he's the best player around? I mean, yeah, he's great. Oh, yeah, great for Norwich, Blackburn, I suppose. He failed at Chelsea. But yeah, I would say he's a pretty decent player. Did score a lot of goals, of course, with, I think, Shearer at one stage as well. Yeah, of course, at Blackburn. So, yeah, and he knows what he's talking about. He does know. He's very good, very knowledgeable. But yeah, getting back to what I was saying about in these football matches, you pay all this fucking money. It's so extortionate what you pay for terrible coverage, absolutely disgraceful coverage nowadays. It's terrible. Camera work is terrible. They look at everything else rather than the actual game itself. They show replays when the game's going on and something could happen. They could score. Somebody would be up the other end. You don't know about it. They never tell you. When they come back, they chatter on, rabbit on about other fucking things, anything else but the actual game, showing the crowd, showing the managers. We know all that. We don't want to see that. We want to see the actual game. There's a pitch there. There's a football pitch there. There's football players playing with a ball. Let's see that. How about that? Yeah. Let's just see that. And this coverage is fucking pathetic. TNT, Sky, whatever. It's all the same. It's terrible. Yeah, talk arse. Yeah, exactly. Sutton was superb at Celtic with King Henrik under Sir Martin. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, brilliant. And yeah, I think you're going to do well now. You're going to do well there, Warren. Celtic now. Do you think you can still catch Hearts? I mean, it's still quite close up there, isn't it? In the Premier, Scottish Premier. Could you still catch them? Well, I can't remember. You're in the playoff thing in Europe, aren't you? You're in that playoff thing, yeah, to get into it. So you can still do all right there in Europe. You've done well again since Martin O'Neill came back, and you got rid of that useless bloke, Nancy, whatever his name is. Strange name for a bloke, Nancy, let's be honest. But, that's how he managed, like a Nancy, to be honest. Sorry, but he was bad at Celtic. Let's be honest. So, yeah, Sutton is bang on. Yeah. Oh, England 28 for 3 in the baseball and cricket bats. I know you don't like it, Warren. I know you don't. I know you're not into it with that, but we have won it. We won the T20. You know, we actually won a series and 2-0 up. We'd lose this, but we won the series anyway. So I think it's quite exciting. Let's be honest. Of course, you want to. I love Test cricket. I still do. I'd still take Test cricket or probably ODIs over T20s. But when you look at it, it's still a bit of entertainment, and people love it. It seems to be the way it is. I don't really like the 100 as such, either. I'm not really into that. I suppose the IPL's okay. It is a bit of entertainment because generally you go and you don't see all these smashing around these. But the thing is now, the only other thing with this is they bring it into the T20 games and the Test match games and maybe ODIs or whatever. They bring this sort of shots they play in T20s into that, and really there's no place for it in that, I think. But there we go. Yes, we can still win league, but as usual, the board will do their best to fuck it up. Yeah. It's pronounced Nancy. Yeah, Nancy. Yeah, nonce. Yeah, no, sorry. But he was really, let's be honest, he didn't do well, did he? There, so 100 and T20, yeah. But yeah, I just find it is kind of entertaining. I did go to one fairly local to me, and when I had it there, and I was quite entertained with it all. It was a bit of fun. Whether you take it seriously or not. I mean, we have won this. You know, we're World Cup winners in T20 England as well. So you're welcome to your opinion there, Warren. But I do kind of like it in a way. But on the other hand, I would still prefer maybe Test cricket and ODI to it. But the fact is we're winning at it, and we can't do very well at Test cricket, which is a problem. And I still think the ones that are causing that issue are still there, and they have done nothing about it. McCullum and so forth, Stokes and whatever. I'm titanium. Cricket and baseball are both boring, I find. Yeah. Well, you wouldn't say that if you watch the T20, to be honest. It is very exciting. T20 and 100 is an abomination, mate. It is for the goldfish generation. Yeah, Brian, again, you look at the players you lost in the summer, Mr. B, and these pundits have had Brentford down and out yet again. Your team proved it's worth. Exactly, yeah, exactly. Right. Exactly, Brian. Yeah, I didn't think we were relegation fodder. I never thought we were relegation battlers, to be honest. But, a lot of people had us down there. So, and we proved them wrong. And be up to you, Steph, as well. Be up, Steve, yeah. Be up to you. Hope you're well then, my love. You're all good. Too many tosses in cricket, exactly, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. B-ball or baseball, yeah. I think B-ball would be better, to be honest, Steph. Really. I think baseball's proved that it don't work. And yet it's still there. So I think McCullum and that should be out, but be gone. After that, disaster in the Ashes. So but they're still there. They're still there somehow. Full tossers then, Bilal. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's great to see you in here, Steph. By the way, I'm sure you're happy about United, the way they're going. It's all going well there. I am Titanium. Hi, Stephanie. Yeah. So, yeah, he's going good there. Under Carrick, he's doing well, isn't he? So, all good at the moment. Hi, Bilal. Yeah. But yeah, it's I'm going a bit longer here, guys. I was going to go in a little while, but I've decided I'll stay on for a bit longer. I've done pretty much the whole preview of this. I got over everything. If anyone wants to keep making predictions on here, what they think the score will be, you're welcome to. But I will be going very soon because obviously I've still got to get something to eat, to be honest, as well. But yeah, I've really enjoyed this, and I will keep going just a few minutes longer. So as I say, if people want to put predictions in or whatever, you're welcome to. Or any other questions or comments or whatever. You're definitely welcome to, guys. And obviously Steph's not long coming here, so I will go on a bit longer with her here if she wants to add anything more as well, any more comments, or anyone else does, so you're welcome to. You obviously want to talk about the game, you want to talk about the transfer deadline thing, how your team's got on, whether you think you made good signings or how you rated it or whatever, how your season's going, your teams, what you think might happen. You know, put it in here. You know, go for it. I'll probably go to at least around 20 past 2. I think, yeah. So, as I say, anything you want to get in the comments, in the live chat, go for it. You know, while I'm still on here, and I'll say as well, please keep subbing to me. Go and follow me on the Insta, Mr. B for Life 182. On the ticker down there, as you see it, Mr. B for Life 182. And subscribe to Mr. B Hive Football Chat. You know, keep smashing those likes and subbing. Keep subbing if you're new. We're still on 206 now at the moment. Hopefully, I'll get that to go up. We want that at 250, guys. You know, my next milestone. I'm still putting the content out. Hopefully, people are enjoying it. You know what I'm doing. You know, so thanks for your. I'm actually up to 207 subs now, which is good. It's going up. I'm great about that, guys. The subs are still going up. I've got another sub. Many thanks for that. Steph again. Keith Andrews' first season is spectacular so far. Where do you think you finish in Premier League realistically? Well, I don't think we're going to finish fifth, Steph. Somehow, I don't think it will be fifth. As much as I'd love that and Champions League, although we're not really geared for that as such, I don't think. I think fifth is Champions League, isn't it? Yeah. But I wouldn't mind conference, maybe, Europa League conference. I think, so that's sort of 7th, isn't it? 6th, 7th, maybe 8th even. For, say, conference, I think that would be more our level in Europe. So ideally, maybe around there, sixth, seventh, eighth, whatever, would be incredible. But then again, I'd take mid-table or just well away from relegation, which I think we are. And whatever's going to keep us still in the Premier. And we're comfortably still in the Premier, I think. So, but yeah, to answer that, I would definitely take Europe. So European spot, 7th probably, or 8th, I don't know. We are batting above our weight some of the time here. We got to 5th. We got giddy. I got giddy, thinking we're really going to push on. But of course, we still got Keith Andrews as a manager, so we're not gonna get there. I don't think yet. We're not at that level yet, I'm afraid. Forgive me, I take it, bees. I've never competed in Europe before. No, we haven't. We've never been in Europe. So it would be great. That'd be something extra for us. Yeah, okay, it'd be more games. We'd have to improve the squad. We'd have to make the squad bigger. That is the problem. We're not really geared up for Europe, I don't think yet. But if we get there, this stadium, the GTEC, would be great in Europe. It would be amazing for teams to come here. It really would. And equally, the bees in Europe to be going elsewhere, going to all these other grounds in Europe. And I think the conference is more likely, would be great because, and no disrespect to that, there are teams that are not always amazing in that, are not the best in Europe. Because say if we got into, say, like a Champions League or possibly even Europa League, you're getting those still bigger teams, and we're not going to compete against them. Probably the talent, the Milans and Real Madrid and all that, Bayern Munich and so forth, all those big teams we got no chance against, there's just no chance. So, yeah, we'll take the conference all day long, probably. Steph again, are you worried Thiago will attract transfer talk in summer window? He's already been attracting transfer talk, not just in the summer, Steph. So he's already getting it, and it is worrying, of course. So, but lately, I don't think he's done enough to earn it. Lately, in these last 3 games, I don't think he's done enough. Yes, he's got 16 goals. Yeah. But you got to keep going. You got to keep this going. You don't just give up, and you don't just go backwards and say you've done it. You go lazy and then do nothing. Don't score. Yeah, it's his first full season. I suppose you've got to cut him some slack. But the Premiership. Look, it is tough. It is tough because you play so many matches. They build up. You don't get a break like you do. Well, you have had breaks recently, but that's because of World Cup and all that. But, generally you don't have a winter break or anything like other teams or, other countries that sort of, do it, have it break earlier or finish earlier in the season or whatever. It's a lot of games to play, and he's finding it difficult probably to keep it going. So, but we're not going to let him go just yet. He's not going anywhere yet. So maybe I think we might have him for at least a couple more seasons, possibly. And and then when he gets at his real peak, I'm sure he'll go. As long as we get a lot of money for him, I'm sure that might happen. Bees convey about our talent is unbelievable. Yeah, it is. But I just wish sometimes we can keep hold of that talent because we need to, really. What's that? Do you have a GTEC, Aaron? Was that Aaron? GT Aaron or Aaron? I'm not sure what you mean there, mate. But yeah, Steph 9 likes. Oh, that's good. Yeah, happy with that. Keep it going up though. Yeah, Warren again. It would be good to get in the conference and get drawn against Motherwell. They have a great manager and a great striker, and their fans are good lads, and you wouldn't have to travel too far. Yeah, play against the Scotties, eh? Yeah, the Farmers League teams, yeah. Sorry, Warren. I know you won't like that, but no, but saying that, I think it's been a more competitive Scottish Premier this season. I really do, with Hearts now. It's good to see a different team up there, possibly in with a chance of winning it. And I think that's great. I like seeing another team. Otherwise, it's just Celtic and Rangers. How boring is that? You know, in really a so-called Scottish Farmers League, really. And, you know, it's great to have other teams involved. It is brilliant there. I like seeing that. Because otherwise, if you get like the equivalent here of just, say, Arsenal and Man City winning everything, or, well, Arsenal haven't done it exactly yet, have they? But Man City and who's the other, Chelsea or something, or what would you say, another big team that could, I mean, Man United, not really yet either. But, you know, if you get teams like that just dominating here it's boring, isn't it? So it's a vacuum. You don't have it, I gather. Oh, vacuum. Oh, you don't have it, I gather. No. Oh, I know what you mean. GTEC Air Ram. That's what I know what you mean now. Yeah, because you're thinking of the Hoovers, the vacuum cleaners, and yeah. I know what you mean now. I did wonder because you're going about, yeah. We're sponsored by GTEC, of course, yeah, and have all that. So yeah, they're supposed to be great, aren't they? The Air Rams, they're supposed to be amazing. So yeah, well, just because I'm a Bees fan and it's the GTEC, I'm not going to get them cheap, am I? So you know, Scottish League used to produce great footballers for EFL in the 70s and 80s. Can't understand why that has stopped. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, true. Warren again, but conversely, the Conference League does have a lot of teams in really far-flung parts of Europe and even some in Asia. But how they get into it is beyond me, and I don't think it's right. You're probably right there, Warren. You're probably spot on, mate. Really, exactly true there. But yeah, what can we do? But I mean, if we get into it, we get that. I mean, I'll take it all day long. Conference. I mean, you know, there's no way we can do it. We couldn't last in that Champions League. We'd be out. We'd be walloped and out of it. I mean, you know, we defend well enough and we don't get slapped up in the Premier, but if we was in the Champions League, it'd be a different matter. Warren again at Stephanie Griffith. One word, SFA. Hi, Warren, buddy. But yeah, we get totally slapped up in Champions League. We'd have no chance there. So conference, I'd be happy with if we get it. If we get it, we're not. That's not confirmed. It's not seen as red yet. It's going to happen. It's not. We can't be totally sure that we're going to get that. There's still a lot of games to go. We still got some tough ones coming up. Even if we do beat Newcastle, get points there. We got Arsenal at home, and as much as I would love to beat them, I think we should. We could. There's many a time I think we could have possibly beaten them. But we got draws against them. We only beat them at the GTEC once when we came up. So it's due again, isn't it, at some stage? Steph again, Bees at Home's European League next, no pun intended. Yeah, very good, Steph. Warren, why aren't these Asian teams playing in Asian competitions? Otherwise, why not Orlando Pirates playing it? Yeah, definitely. But I think we're going into a whole new stream there, Warren, talking about all this. That's for a bigger debate show, I think, a bigger stream for all that. But I can take your points there. It's good. It's you're spot on, for sure. But yeah, I mean, yes, we take conference definitely. Yeah, Steph. Yeah, Warren saying hello to Steph. Yeah, so yeah, we take conference all day long. Of course, we would. If that happens for us, that is a total bonus. That's a bonus for us this season, Steph saying like, subscribe, comment. Exactly. Do all that. For sure. Keep subbing, keep smashing the likes. My views have been pretty good lately, so at least a couple I've had. One of them I've had well over 250 odd or something, and one over 340, 50, something like that, and one of them as well. So the views are pretty good on most things. So very happy with that. European competition should be for European teams. Yeah, you're probably right. Definitely right there again, Warren. You know what you're talking about, buddy, that's for sure, as usual. So, unlike some Muppets that go online and think they know everything, and like one certain Zippy that thinks he knows things and he don't. But enough about him. Let's carry on with this. And European exposure in whatever shape or form can only be good for any EFL team. Yeah, exactly. Ask FIFA. I'm titanium. Yeah. But yeah. Yeah, all good. Anyway, yeah, Brian's saying you're bang on, Warren, mate. European teams, not Asian. Yeah, he's right. He's spot on. That is correct. He's dead on. He's 100% right. But I think it's about maybe money as well. I don't know. I guess it's about money. And that bald fraud Infantino wants his money out of it, doesn't he? Let's be honest. And FIFA, whatever, UEFA, they're all the same. They're wankers. Eurovision Song Contest is another nonsense as well. Yeah. Well, for a start, they got frigging Australia in it. Let's be honest. They're not European. Well, that's a farce, isn't it? It has been for a while. That show. I don't follow it anymore. I don't watch it. I used to watch it back in the good old days. I think I watched it maybe up to about early 2000s, early 2000s, I should say. Yeah, because obviously I watched it properly when it was about to around 90s, and the last time we sort of won it was at Love Shine a Light. I remember that one, Katrina and the Waves. Yeah, so Yeah, I'm not into it. It's just a total farce now. It's just no, can't be arsed with that. I hate that show, but it keeps keep going with it. I hate it really. Warren again, lots of great competitive leagues and teams in Europe. We don't need to be dragging other continents teams in. No, I totally agree, mate. I totally agree. Totally agree there. Yeah, yeah. Because a certain country is used to being in a territory that isn't theirs. Yeah, yeah, exactly, Bilal. Yeah, correct. Teams having to travel out to Asian parts of Kazakhstan and God knows where else. Exactly. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. It's not great, is it? Mm. Not good at all. Yeah. I'll be on just a bit longer. I keep saying this, but I will be on just a bit longer while I'm getting a load of comments and questions and whatever else while it's still going here. We'll keep it going for a bit longer. Um, so we're at 1 hour 49 now. Steve, you love Eurovision, don't you? All those birds, mate. Yeah, well, yeah, I guess you can say that, but it's still a nonsense of a show, a farce, and I'd only be watching it for them, wouldn't I? And so, is it worth it, really? I don't know. Um, yeah, where's Glasner going to end up next season? Sorry, that was Warren said that, wasn't it? Yeah, sorry, Warren. Did I say? Yeah, you said it, didn't you? And Steph, where's Glasner going to end up next season? Um, Probably, I don't know, anywhere but Palace. He's not going to stay with Palace, is he? Um, no. Who really wants a top manager? I think United will probably stick with Carrick, wouldn't they? Otherwise you should get him maybe United. Um, who else really? I mean, I'd probably discard Andrews for him, or keep Andrews as maybe a second in command and or set piece coach, and I'd have him here at the beach. I would. I think Glasner's a great manager, but that ain't going to happen, is it? So, um, who else? I mean, would Forest want him? Because maybe only Dice is maybe only temporary there. They might want him to take him to the next level, maybe. Um, could Liverpool get him if they get rid of Slot? Would they take him in there as manager? There's a few teams that probably want him, though. There's definitely a few teams would have him. Real Madrid, Stephanie Griffith is my bet. Yeah. Yeah, Real Madrid. I think, weren't they after somebody else? They was after Emery, weren't they? Talking about Emery as well. So, Brian again, Azerbaijan, Warren, most of it's in Asia. Joke. Yeah. If not Man United, yeah. Yes, yeah, Spurs. If Frank does go, um, who knows? He's doing well in Europe with them. Yes, they're down in 14th, but I think they should keep going with him. I just think he is a top manager. Really, you just got to give him more time. They really have. Steph, would he be silly enough to replace Frank at Spurs if they pulled the trigger? Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I still think you got to give him more time, Frank. Sorry, you got to, but you don't get that in football nowadays. I'm afraid. 100% at Brian Moran is another step towards a World Super League. Yeah, he should stay away from my toxic team. Yeah, yeah, United, obviously. Yeah, you don't want to work with our clown owners. No. Glasner or at Forest would be a bloodbath, mate. Yeah, well, you got to get used to that tosser chairman, the big fucker chairman, isn't it? Twat, he is. So, Frank should have stayed at Brentford. Spurs never seen the attraction. No, well, he made his bed, Brian, so he's got to lay in it, mate. And there it is, He decided to move on. He done his job here. He was brilliant for us. What was it, 7 years or so he was here? So he was brilliant for us. He got us into the Premier. So that's all we can ask. And yeah, Stephanie saying 100%, Brian. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, while this is still going, why not? I'm carrying on. Yeah, I generally don't get this, to be honest, on my stream. Not all the time, anyway. While it's popular today, while I've got everyone in the live chat, let's keep going, guys. Why not? I'm happy to keep this going, This is... I wish I'd get some more Buzz debates streams, to be honest, because I would be going on talking about a lot more about all this. So, but I just don't get enough people on there on the Buzz, on my Buzz debates in the live chat. So, I'll probably get a lot more views and whatever for that. But I'm just getting it all now, which is great. I'm loving it. I'm actually loving all this, to be honest. Warren again, I firmly believe if Frank had played at Bees, they would be challenging. Oh, sorry, had stayed at Bees, they would be challenging for Champions League. Yeah, possibly. You don't know for sure. We don't know that for sure. Chat interaction is always nice on here, buddy. Yeah. Yeah, but I want it more on the other one, Steph, where I've got debates, actual proper debates, and I don't get it enough on there. It would have been great yesterday when I had that, the transfer thing, transfer deadline day. And I actually had guests on as well. I had Rich on, I had Luca on. It would be nice to have a load of people in the live chat as well. So then I could have got more out of that, done more with that as well. But no, it's good. I'm happy with what I did. It was a decent stream, a good stream. Was happy with it. So, but this sort of thing really helps, and I'm happy to be doing this. I love all this, to be honest. Warren again, Bramo and Visser wouldn't have left. Well, yeah, we can say this and we can say that. We don't know for sure, mate, to be honest. There might have been a domino effect, but, I don't know. It's maybe they wanted to move on anyway. Obviously, Visser did. I mean, but then again, you can say maybe it's because Bramo left. And they had a great partnership. Let's not forget. A great goal scoring partnership. So maybe he thought, well, look, he's gone. Who have I got left? Who have I got now to form a partnership with? He could have formed a partnership with Thiago. Whatever, I just don't think he wanted to. I don't think he thought about it. He just wanted to get the fuck out and go somewhere else. A so-called bigger team. And look, I mean, anyone else, I mean, it was only he wanted to go to Newcastle. Yes, Newcastle, don't get me wrong, a big team still. They won Carabao Cup, got a lot of money, they're in Europe. But really, are they bigger than City or United even or whatever? Liverpool, Chelsea, are they bigger than any of them? I don't think so. Brian again, definitely Warren. He had them going great, scary team to play when he was the boss. Still a hard team to play. Yes, Steph again. I was binge watching TV yesterday. United's transfer window in January is nearly always boarded up. It's always boarded up. Yeah, exactly. Not great, was it? But no, going back to all that with what Warren and that were saying, and obviously Brian as well, talking about Frank. Yes, I think, yeah, we probably played better football under Frank. I will admit that. More entertaining, possibly, than under Andrews. But then again, Andrews is getting some good results as well. And I think at times we played some good football, at times this season. Not enough, maybe. But he's still trying to get his identity here, really. Let's be honest. He's still trying so many different things. It doesn't always work, let's be honest. The thing with Hickey at left back, it's not always working. You know, Rico Henry is our proper left back. Keep playing him there. I know he went off a bit injured or something the other day, maybe, but I think it's not serious. So, Stephanie lost it out, yeah. But yeah, you can say what you want. I mean, Frank, look, 7 years he was here. He's brilliant. He was amazing. Yes, he was. But the thing is, you have to move on. Once somebody leaves, you've got to move on. You've got to move on from it. It's like Fergie with Man United. You got to move on after he's gone. He can't stay there forever. He was there a very long time. And then you've got to make up for it. You've got to get somebody else in equally as good or try and do something to make up for it. And United, don't forget. They were terrible. They tried. Moyes was the ideal one that Fergie wanted, and that's why Moyes came in as manager. And it didn't work, did it? It didn't work under Moyes. As good a manager as Moyes is, it didn't work. So then you move on. You keep moving on to different managers. Van Gaal and Mourinho was brilliant, great manager. Even done something with under Van Gaal, maybe. And then, of course, that other ball twat, of course, Ten Hag. And whatever. You've had so many managers, but they've never actually repeated the success of Fergie. And I'm not comparing us at all with Man United and Fergie, because we're not that. But yes, Frank, I mean, we all hand in Frank as the almighty and the God. And as great as he was, and he got us into the Premier, there were still even times under him that we weren't great. We still ended up getting walloped. He didn't change it all the time. He was great when he first came into the Premier. He was changing so much. So please don't get him down as a fantastic Lord God. And yes, we'd have a statue of him, possibly, if we could, because he has got us into the promised land. And I always remember that, be appreciative, and love the guy. He was fantastic. He was superb. But he's gone. He's moved on. He's decided he don't want to be here. And that is it. He went. He left. And you can say it was like a pack of cards falling. You could. You could say that it's a domino, but I'm sorry, we've moved on. Yes, you can say what you want about this guy. I mean, yes, he wasn't my first choice. He's a set-piece coach, as far as I'm concerned. And he didn't have enough experience. He'd done a little bit with Republic of Ireland, done a little bit with, I think it was Birmingham, another one or two other teams, but he wasn't majorly experienced. But we promote from within. And that's the way we do it. That's the way we do things. Yes, we could have had, well, there was talk about Big Ange, but, look, he hasn't. He's been from team to team. He didn't last at Forest, did he? Yeah, he won things with Spurs. He won the Europa League, but they finished 17th in the fucking Premier. Would we actually want that? I mean, this guy is doing better than that. We are not down in 17th place in the Premier. So look, I'm not saying he's amazing. I'm not going to say that. But for the time being, he's batted above his weight, and he's doing more than I thought he was going to do. Yes, Steph, Frankie's a much better manager than Andrews. Yeah, maybe you can say that. But we don't know if he was still here, if we'd be up to fifth, because this is our highest position. We got fifth, and now we're seventh. Are actually our highest positions. And that's not under Frank, is it? Under Frank, I think our highest was probably eighth, I think, ninth, I think. Brentford isn't a club for a novice to manage. Well, yeah, come on, neither's Arsenal, is it? Let's be honest. And look what that prick's done, that fraud. Maybe somehow getting you to a fucking Premier League title for once, you know. And look, I'm not having a go at you at all. I'm not having a go at any of you commenting on here about all this, but I'm a Bees fan. You lot ain't. I know what goes on with this club. You know, I've managed. I wish I could manage them sometimes, but I've followed them since like I was about 5, 6, something like that. With my dad going to see them at Griffin Park, so we're talking about early 80s at least. So I've seen so much over the years coming up all the way from the bottom to where we are now. And, you know, I want success. I want us to be doing better than... A lot of the time I wanted us to do better than we're doing. I keep saying that. And I keep seeing that we should be kicking on. We should be taking that next step to the next level and push on. But we don't do it. And we're not at that level yet. But we're getting there. We are getting there. And we shouldn't have this pressure. I don't want us having this pressure because we're not a big club still. We're still a small club, even though we're in the Premier and 5 seasons. But I do want us to achieve something, and I think we can. It will happen. But I just don't think we're quite ready yet. If we get Europe, though, that's an achievement, and I'm happy with that. Brian, there again, why not bring more proper European teams into European competitions instead of bring Mickey Mouse teams in from Asia? Yeah, we're back to that again. Right. There we go. Warren again. Frank never walked around with a Fulham Cup in his hand, did he? No, but he walks around with an Arsenal Cup in his hand, didn't he? Which was a bit dumb, wasn't it? Let's be honest. When you're manager of Spurs. Great show, everyone. See you all soon. Yeah, thanks, Steph. Thanks for coming in. Hope you have a great day. I hope you're all good, and you're obviously welcome back anytime in the live chat or whatever. So please come back for my next stream. Brian again. Carrick keeps doing what he's doing. I'm happy enough for him to get the job. Yeah, you could say he hasn't made. He's managed Middlesbrough. Yeah. Some other team he managed, I think, didn't he, abroad or something for a while. So he's had a little bit of experience, but then again, he was, another ex-player. I think he was caretaker manager for a while there as well. So you know what you're getting with him. You know he's more than a rookie, I suppose. But, he's doing well there. Why would you get rid of him? Warren saying, take care, Steph. Jurgen Klopp would struggle at Forest with that unhinged owner. Yeah, Marinakis, big fat git, Greek twat. Exactly, but there we go. You don't know if Dyche is going to stay there, do we? I mean, if it don't work out how he wants it to, Marinakis, he'd get him out, wouldn't he? Like he usually does. Yeah, Brian again, good show, Mr. B, mate. Yeah, thanks, Brian. Thanks for coming in again. I'll definitely be back, mate. Yeah, thank you. Always welcome. Warren again. Yes, it isn't. It isn't, mate. But you deserve better, mate. I know we do. I know we do, Warren. But the pressure's not on us to do much because we're only Brentford. You know, we're not a massive club. We're not Arsenal. We're not United. We're not City. We're not Spurs. We're not Chelsea. We're not Liverpool. You know, there's always pressure on them because they're big giants of the Premier and Europe. So we shouldn't be operating under that pressure. But we can win something. It will happen. I think we've got enough about us. Yeah, we keep losing these big players, and I'm not happy about that. But if at least we can continue, keep most of our best team and keep producing, getting these gems from elsewhere, I think we're going to win something. I really do. Warren again, any club should strive to improve every season. And I'm sorry, but Andrews, it's not a step up from Thomas Frank, is he? Well, we don't know for sure. Maybe not. But he's got this season. Let's see what else he does. If he gets us into Europe, well, he's done what Thomas Frank didn't do. And look, I know what you're saying. I know you're trying to come back and make a debate out of this. And fair enough. I'm willing to debate it. I'm giving him this season. I will, as you know, I will always rant and go at him if it's not good enough. If I don't think we've done enough in the game, I will still go at him. I'm not holding back. Warren, you know that, buddy. I will not do that. But I'm still giving him this season. You've got to give him time. One season. If after this season it's terrible, I want him out. If he doesn't do anything, he's got to go. You can't just keep him on. You can't do an Arteta with him and keep him on just for the sake of it. Because you think he's actually going to produce sometime. And really, Arsenal are doing that. It's about the money with them, the business. It's, you know, the owners. All they care about is money, the Cronkies. So it's a business for them. They don't want to win anything there. So, but I'm not saying we don't. I'm sure we do. I'm sure we do want to win something. So, Warren there, he did a great job at Middlesbrough. Yeah, exactly, he did. He did, Carrick. Brian, well, Mr. B, I was sad to see Bramo go, being a United fan. So, last out loud, sorry. Yeah, well, thanks. Anyway, he's doing well with you lot, let's be honest. He's quality, great player, Brian. He was superb for us. And, you know, I'm sure you're glad, grateful you got him. Warren there again, Big Ange would have had that Brentford front line banging. I promise you, his football is proper rock and roll football. And there's loads of experience from all over the world, yeah. But then again, why was he struggling and still getting sacked? I'm sorry, I know what you're saying, Warren, and I agree in some respects, but he was still being sacked, wasn't he? He didn't get everything. So, Warren there, it's a massive gamble, mate. Do you think your club is a poker table? No, I don't think that, but we do what we think's right. It has pretty much worked. Let's be honest. I mean, there was one season it didn't. We got rid of that manager, Dijkstra, I think his name was, or something. I'm sure it was Dijkstra, the manager. It was terrible. 2 or 3 games, he was terrible. We got rid of him. We got rid of him like that. So I know we won't actually totally stick with him. If it doesn't work out, we will get rid of him. Warren, I'm telling you, he will go. Big Ange could be back at Celtic. Warren, mate, yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, because O'Neill, yeah, I was going to say, Warren, concentrate on your own team, mate, because O'Neill don't want to stay there. As much as, you know, you're great under him, he's been fantastic. What a manager, a great guy. You know, he don't get on with Andrews, as we know, but But he's fantastic. He was a great player, great manager. He's amazing. He don't want to stay there. He don't want to keep that job. He wants to move on and go out again. So you're going to have to think about who you're going to get as a manager. Because look what happened with that other guy, that last guy, Nancy, or whatever his name was. Fucking hell. You know, sorry, Warren, but you're saying about us, mate. I mean, I hope so, Brian. Yeah. I reckon he will be, Warren. Yeah. Yeah, but I don't think he would put up with all the BS that Celtic board will put on it in his way. Brian, yeah. Thomas Frank, mate. And look, you might think I'm having a go at Thomas Frank. I disrespecting him or whatever. I think he was amazing, Thomas Frank. I love the guy. But he's no longer here. And we've had to move on. Yeah. People saying, yeah, get an experienced manager, a great manager that's done it, been there, seen it, done it. But how do we know he would have done it with us? He would have been. He's got to get used to players that are not at the level of some of these other teams. They're not. As much as I hate to say it, they're not at that fucking level. You know, they're just not at that level of other teams, other big clubs. You know, what Liverpool have got, City have got, Chelsea, even Man United. You know, those sort of players. You know, we haven't got anything like that. We haven't got a massive squad. We have to. Yes, we've got some decent players. We've got players that are capable of things that can produce. I mean, you know, Thiago, look, 16 goals. I still don't think he's the finished article by any means. And he's proved that at times when he's done not much in the game. Kevin Schade is still not there. He's still raw. He's still not quite there. He can be great. I mean, we've got Damsgaard, who's a proper player, I think. He's an international, Denmark. Yes, we got him. Probably Janelt can be good, but inconsistent. You got Henderson, he's quality. He's been there, seen it, done it. Yeah, he's 36 though, and I still think he's a fine player. But you know, he's getting on, and I don't think he should be playing for England, to be honest, either. But he's been great for us. Yeah, it's been great for us, no doubt. Jensen, I thought he's been very good this season, and he can be a good player. He's fine. I think he's been an international as well. Lewis Potter is almost there. He's a very good player, very fine player. Was good at Hull. We see his ability, you know. Ratara, his quality, absolute quality. We got him for Bournemouth, of course. Always good to get one up over Bournemouth, getting their players. And yeah, I won't say anything about them, but we all know what happened with them. But yeah, we have got some good players, no doubt about it. Our defenders, Coyote, his quality as well, great long throw. You know, there are teams that are, gathering around us to get these players. So we know we've got some good players here. We know we've got some fine players, but they're not above some of these players at other teams, big teams. So if we get a proper manager in, would he be able to do it with this lot he's got here? Would he be able to manage this lot? I'm not so sure. So yeah, Andrews for the time being is what we want, what we probably need for the time being. I don't think he's a permanent manager for us. I think eventually he will go. I think we probably will get somebody else in eventually, but for the time being, I think he's good enough. Rich is saying, who do you support at Brian Moran? Yeah, he's Man United. Couldn't see Frank move north, mate. Man United, Warren, soft spot for your team being Irish. Sir Martin is 73 years old. He should be enjoying his retirement, but the Celtic board played with his love of the club. Exactly. I think Brentford are a very good team also, Warren. United at Brian Moran. I think Brentford are a very good team also. Yeah, read that. RD United, Manchester United fan, over 48 years, mate. That's a long time. That is a long time. I agree, Brian. I just think the Bees are punching below their weight. They could could be really flying in this team. Yeah. I agree. I do agree, Warren. Look, I'm not disagreeing with you, but at the moment we're not quite there. We're still not there, and until we are, it's no good. It's no good saying we're going to get this and that. We're going to do that until we're definitely going to get. You know, we know we're capable of it. So, I'm Rich, by the way, not Warren. Yeah. We like to support Mr. B's channel. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, we know that. I'm glad of that, Rich. I'm glad you do, of course. Yes, a proper manager that guy would not have Britain's best right back at left. Yeah. That is absolute madness. Arteta level madness. Well, okay. I know I get all that. He's experimenting. I don't like it sometimes myself, to be honest. I'm not very happy with it exactly. But you can't exactly say we're struggling with it, though. We're not right down there. And as far as I'm concerned, we're not right down there. So as much as it's irritating and annoying that, you know, it happens, it's inconsistent, we're not right down there. It's still sort of working at times. Brian again, sorry, Rich, mate. Predictive text, laughs out loud. No worries, laughs out loud. From Rich there. Rich again have to head off, Mr. B, setting up for my 3 p.m. stream. Catch you later, all. Yeah, no worries, Rich. I'll be going soon. I'll keep saying I'm going, but I'm definitely going very soon to get something to eat myself. But yeah, I'll check out your stream, of course. Brian, Rich, I first came across Mr. B on your channel, mate. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you did, didn't you? Rich again, hope you beat Newcastle. Tough game, though. Well, it is. It certainly is, Rich. I don't know if you want to put a score in, predict a score, what you think it might be, just as well. I mean, I don't know myself. I was sort of going 2-1 Bs, but, you know, I'm not totally sure that's going to happen. It's very hard to predict with us at the moment. So I am going 2-1 Bs. It probably won't be, but we'll see. If anyone still wants to put predictions in, I'm going to be going very soon, though. I know I keep saying it, but I'm definitely going soon. Yeah. Right, folks. Great show. I'll see you again. Yeah, thanks, Brian. You're welcome back anytime, buddy. Welcome back anytime into the live chat. You're even welcome to come on the panel if you want to sometime, Brian, you know. Especially when we play United. We got United at Old Trafford sometime. Is it next month? I don't know, or this month. I can't remember at the moment. I know we got you sometime soon, so if you want to come on, you're welcome to. Yeah, Warren again. Now is not the time for experimenting. You are still in the hunt for European football, including Champions League, and this sort of madness and wildly inconsistent could derail it. Look, Warren, I'm not disagreeing, mate. I'm not disagreeing at all. I'm not, of course, happy with it that he's doing it, but I can see why. I get that in a way why he's doing it. I do get angry with it. I rant about it, as you know. But we're still sort of there, and it's still not affecting. While it's not totally affecting us, I'll take it for the time being. But if it looks like we're going to just drop and all that, I will go at them. I will challenge him and debate it. I will go for him. So don't worry about that. An experienced manager would not be experimenting like this. Well, no, of course not. But I'm still not totally sure. You know, a proper manager, experienced manager, would have got this team to where it is. I'm not totally sure about that. And you know, he's got to work with what he's got to work. Maybe he would have liked to come in. You know, anyone who takes this job on would have to work with what we got, and us not buying these big players. And you know, he's got to work with this. You know, these players that are coming in, these sort of gems to develop them. It would take somebody that could develop players properly and not work with a lot of money. Who would you say would do that? I'm just not totally sure. And like I said, I'm not disagreeing with you at all, Warren. You know, I like what you say, your opinions, mate, and you're always 100% spot on mostly with what you're saying. So look, yeah. So look, we could have had Big Ange. We could have had him, right? And say now, what if we weren't in the top 10? What if we weren't 7 now? We could be down there. And, you know, would he be up for the sack again if we were struggling down there? If he couldn't work with this lot, if he wanted, I think he did a little bit at Spurs that they didn't buy anyone else in. But then again, some of them were above this level. And we haven't got that sort of level. All these players are not that level of players. Top quality. Warren, again, you have lost at least 9 points because of him. And also you have, I would estimate, £100 million plus in the bank. What is that all about then? What is that all about? Demand better, mate. What are you saying? I'm not. You know I am, Warren. You know I want better. You fucking know I do. You know I want success. Of course I do. I want us to do better. You know, look at all these years I've had to put up with this. Going up from the lower leagues to here now. And I've seen us have success in those lower leagues. You know that, winning things down there. But, you know, while I'm in the Premier, yeah, of course I want us to be better. I think we can go to the next level. We can do a Leicester or something maybe, or whatever, you know, but at the moment, there's still something that stops us, that's blocking us. It's the mentality or whatever. And that's why I know we can't get there yet. I just know. But I'm happy to be, you know, not struggling. As far as I'm concerned, we've already won something by staying in the Premier and, you know, being good where we are, where we're in this position. Because I don't want to be down there. I don't want to be down there. No way. It's working. It's sort of helping. You know, we're doing that. So, there's still no pressure on us to win anything. Let's be honest. As much as I want us to win something, we know it's not happening yet. But it will. It will happen. I know it will eventually. I've got that faith at least to know we're going to do something eventually. You have an IAP playing in midfield. Why? Yeah, exactly. I get that. He's actually been pretty good for us. I didn't want him here. You know that. When he came in, I said, well, why are we getting Henderson? 35-year-old that's passed it and finished. Why have we got him in? Because, look, actually other teams did want him, to be honest. He could have gone to Sunderland, where he was born and actually played to start with. And, but why didn't he do that then? Why didn't he go there? He came to us instead. I don't know. And I didn't. As I said, I didn't think he would be good enough at the time. But he's actually done really well for us. I don't think he should be playing for England. Definitely not. But he's done a great job for us, and that's all we can ask. It might just be for one season as well, temporarily. And he might go into the background. He might be something to do with coaching or whatever, or something in the background then possibly. So let's do it. Let's have him for this one season, maybe 1 or 2 seasons, and then that's it. You're probably, I reckon, 3 or 4 players away from a sustained title challenge. And I don't see any reason why you can't do that. Yeah, I think you're thinking more of us than I do. And I'm not saying you're wrong, Warren. I'm not saying you're wrong at all. But I think you're bigging us up more than I am, because I know what we got. I still know what's happening here. I got giddy. I was full of confidence that we're in the top 5. We got in the top 5 of the Premier League. We haven't been there since ever, probably. I was getting totally giddy. No, you got to stay grounded. Do what you can with what you've got, and everything we do is still a bonus. It's still great, and we've beaten some big teams this season. We still have beaten them. We beat yes, they're struggling. Some of these teams have struggled. You've got to say that. Liverpool, Newcastle. Who else did we beat? We have beaten other United, of course. A lot of those, may have been struggling, but so what? We're still beating them. You got to beat what's in front of you, Villa, of course, beating them 3 times this season already. Warren, again, that is what I'm talking about. I get the feeling that there is a lack of ambition at the Bees. Well, with certain other fans, yes, I think there is. I see that as well, being a fan here. I get all that. I understand that as well. I'm one of the rare ones that want to see us do something, want us to get there and win a trophy or whatever, get into Europe or whatever, and produce more than what we are. Because I know there are players there that can do that. We have got some quality there. We do know that, and but at the end of the day, when we haven't got that, we fight. We should fight and have the sting, but we lack it sometimes, and I don't know why. As you say, it's inconsistency, I'm afraid. Don't undersell your club, mate. Stick your chest out and say, right, of course. Look, Warren, you keep coming back at me saying I'm not. You should know that I'm happy with this. I'm proud of this team. Come on, man. You know that. You know I am. All the time I fucking rant. I go on rants about them. Of course I love them. And I wouldn't be saying all this if I didn't. I know we're still underperforming. I get it. I know that. But without being out there playing for myself, imagining myself, what can we do? What can I do? But keep going on, banging on about it, you know. And I'm getting out of breath and throat's going, my mouth's going, talking about it all the fucking time. About what we should be doing, and we're not there. I know we're not there yet. I know. And I got too ahead of myself when we got fifth, and I shouldn't have done. And that's why I'm you know, dialing it down now. I'm dialing this down because I know it's not good enough yet. I know it's not. I'm not saying about you. I'm talking about the bees. Yeah, hierarchy. Yeah, of course you are. I know you are. Of course, I know that as well. I still think they're better than some other bigger clubs. I think Matthew Benham has done an incredible job here. He really has. With the chairman, owner, he's been amazing, you know, with what he does. But yes, we have got all this money and we haven't spent it. I know. I get a little bit frustrated. Look, we could be spending and getting these really top players in that, well, thing is, you still got to sell this club to them. You still got to sell it to them. Even if you're after the big players, these big, big hitters in the world, in the Europe or abroad or whatever, you've got to sell the club. You've got to sell this club to them. Your ambition, what you want to achieve. You've got to go into it because it's not a big name that trips off the tape. It's not a Liverpool, Man City. It doesn't hit them like that. Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, Man United, big clubs. We're Brentford. It's Brentford. So you've got to tell them more. You've got to give it more and really sell this fucking club. And maybe we can't at the moment. I don't know. I can't see us, even if we got all this money. Who can we get in? I mean, we've had talk about big players at one stage. We had talk about Jared Bowen, and that proved to just be a rumour, because that's never going to happen. We ain't going to get Jared Bowen in here somehow, I don't think. I just don't think we would. And I love Jared Bowen because I think he's a great player. I think he's better than he is. I think he's too good for West Ham. And he's struggling with them, and he should be at a better team. And I'm not saying we're a totally better team, but we're certainly better than West Ham at the moment. But we're still not going for these big hitters. And we'd have to sell it. As I say, Warren, we're going to have to sell it to them, because they'll be looking at others. They'll be looking at Arsenal, yourselves, Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, with all the big lot of money and in Europe and this and that, what they can win and what they can do. And we're a team sort of getting there, but not quite there. We're still we're batting above our weight maybe, but we're not quite there yet. You should get giddy and enjoy being in fifth. That's what being a football fan is all about. When we drew away against Bayern Munich in the Champions League, but we were winning all until the last winning, yeah. I was loving it and I was so excited, yeah. Well, yeah, fair enough, but you're expected to do things. Arsenal are expected to be doing well, winning these trophies, and yourself, Warren, how shit it's been under this prick of a manager as well. And ever since you last won it with all them great players, the fantastic players you had, and you haven't got anything like those players anymore, like you used to have, the legends, the Henrys and the Bergkamps and the Petit and Perez and Vieira and list goes on, doesn't it? Let's be honest, of how many great players you had, and the team you've got is nothing like that. Let's be honest now. So, Celtic, not Arsenal. Oh yeah. Sorry, mate. Yeah. I'm sort of forgetting you sports Celtic, of course, as well. Yeah. Yes, Celtic. Yeah. I think you probably prefer talking about them than Arsenal. Let's be honest, and I don't blame you. But yeah, I think Celtic are still a big team. You're a big team in Europe, of course, and actually, I think you bought quite a few players, didn't you, in this window? I'm sure. Obviously, you bought Ben Arthur from us, and I'm sure you bought a few other players. I'm trying to think of them at the moment, but there was somebody called. Was it your army or something? Was it your army or something you bought? And some, I know you bought a few other players, so I think you've done pretty well in this window. So, you didn't. That other player didn't go. Who was it? Who was that other player of yours? Forest were after him. Celtic are a monster of a football club. Yeah. Yeah. So. I'm just looking at that cricket as well. 123 for 8 England. 1 over to go or something. I think it's last over now. So we probably are going to lose that. But who cares? We won the T20 anyway, I suppose you can say. No, we didn't spend a penny of all loans, mate. Yeah, well, true. But obviously, sorry, I'm just looking at something on here. Yeah, who's that? You didn't let that player go. That Engels, that's it. Engels. You didn't let him go. He didn't go in the end because I know Forest were after him. And yeah, so you done well keeping him, didn't you? Let's be honest. So that's good, you know. You kept hold of him. You kept hold of a lot of your big players still, your good players. So yeah, I thought you done fairly well. You got some good ones in. As I say, our player Ben Arthur. I rate him. There's a lot to like about him. You'll like him there, Warren. You really will. He's very good. And I'm sure he'll improve even more under you, under your team with your manager. So Martin O'Neill, who wouldn't? You know, I think he'd be great there. I really do. So anyway, guys, I'm going to go. I've been saying it for a while, but I'm definitely going to go now. It's 2 hours 40. I've been on here longer than I thought I was going to be honest. It's almost pretty much turned into a debate show, really, rather than a preview. But it's been good. It's been good to have this interaction with the live chat, because I don't always have that on here. I don't always get as many in as this. So I'm loving it, to be honest. It was good. It was fantastic, you know. So I'm going to shout out to everyone that's been in the live chat. So I'm going all the way back here. So let's shout out, of course, Warren, but I am Titanium. Brian, of course, Rich, Luke. There was somebody called Luke Skywalker. I don't really know who that was. He was only in here briefly in here. Luca, it could be, I don't know. I'm not going to say. It could be someone dodgy, but you never know. Luke Skywalker, obviously. Who else? Stephanie. Cool, Stephanie. Thanks for coming in. Brilliant. And I think that was about it, really. I mentioned pretty much everyone. Yeah, of course, Warren. Yeah, I think I mentioned nearly everyone. Yeah, but it's all been obviously appreciated, guys. It made me stay on here longer than I thought it was going to be, to be honest. So it's all good. I definitely want to get something to eat now. So take care, Steve. Yeah, thanks, Warren. Thanks for coming in. As usual, buddy. Thank you. It was all good. And as I say, I hope I get all this for my next one, which would be fantastic, my next stream. I don't know exactly what it's going to be yet. There may be another buzz. I don't know. I'm still thinking about doing that stream about the bees, the season so far. That may happen. Yeah, there could be a bit coming up, but just check it out. Watch this space, and you never know. Obviously, I will do reaction for this game, but that'll be probably next Monday or something. As I say, I'm going to stick with the 2-1 Bs here. I'm just going to stick with that. I don't know. If not a 1-1, I'm hoping for a 1-1. If not a 2-1. Well, I can't say this with any conviction. I'm afraid I'm not totally predicting that. We could probably lose. It probably could be like a 2-1 or 3-1 or 3-2 or something or other. But I just hope we perform. I hope we do a good display, at least play well. Take some confidence out of it going into the Arsenal game. So, anyway, guys, I'm going to bounce. Thanks to everyone that's been on here in the live chat and all that, watching live or on playback. Thank you. Thanks to your appreciate all your support. Please keep subbing. I'm up to 207. I don't know if I've got any more. I will check. But thanks for all that. And the views. Keep the views coming. And until the next one, guys, I'm out of here. Cheers, everyone. Thank you. Bye. Bye.